and honest and didn't say anything that was new information. By the way, I'm having dinner tonight with an NFL general manager. I'm not going to name drop. I'm just going to position drop. I am having dinner with a GM.
Where are you going?
I'm not going to say that either, but I will tell you this. It's a no. I will tell you that this guy has an opinion on Rosen, knows the Social Security number, knows where his birthmark is. The point is, everybody knows everything on Josh Rosen already. There's no secrets about him. He's been a very public kid. But Gottlieb didn't like Mora not laying down for Rosen and just saying he's the greatest kid ever.
If I'm Josh Rosen, I want my former head coach going, I don't care if it's in Cleveland or it's on Jupiter.
So you're bothered by it.
Oh, you should be bothered by it.
Why?
I was your quarterback. I got hurt for you. I went to war for you. Okay? Not only is he saying draft Sam Darnold played for USC. You were the UCLA head coach. You got like $15 million to not coach UCLA. Are you kidding me? You have to be willing to lay down on tracks for your quarterback. And the fact that he's not tells you everything you need to know about Josh Rosen.
Good stuff. 10 minutes. Gottlieb's here. I like coaches being honest. They usually carry around cliche books. When you get a rare, honest one, and it's not like he said Rosen was awful. He said, I think he'd be a better fit here than Darnold would be there. By the way, he's doing him a favor. He's saying Cleveland wouldn't be a perfect fit. Okay, let me shift to this. Do you hate the New England Patriots? This could be a very interesting story. If you're an NFL fan and you're tired of me talking about it, and you're tired of them being the dynasty, I mean, they've been to 8 Super Bowls, won 5, could have won 8. I mean, they're in every game to the end. Albert Breer comes out and has mentioned that the Patriots will get trade calls for Rob Gronkowski. Now, let me just tell you, there's 3 teams out there that have a chance to be good next year with great quarterbacks who could get the ball to Gronk. Seattle, Saints, and San Francisco could use a tight end, and I think at least a couple of those would call New England. Now, my first takeaway is I think New England, which has mastered giving away guys or trading guys a year early than a year late, has messed this up. Gronk's trade value was much greater a year ago or 2 years ago. And it was established a year ago to 2 years ago that he didn't help them win and lose games, that he wasn't making them a more profound offense. Look at the numbers. It's true. They score the same with him as without him. They average the same yards with him as without him. 2 years ago, they should have moved him. Now he's distracted. He's got about a year or 2 left. And frankly, he's not reliable physically anymore. He's missed 6 playoff games in a Super Bowl. But Albert Breer is saying what is now being published. Gronk's not happy. He's friends with Brady, but otherwise would leave the organization, and that teams will call. And I believe San Francisco, New Orleans, and Seattle could all use a tight end and will all call because they've all got legitimate superstar quarterbacks, big-time franchise guys who could use Gronk effectively. Okay, but here there are 2 major things here to think about. Number 1, we now know that Brady and Belichick have at least a semi-fractured relationship. Does this rip the Band-Aid off? That Brady wakes up and reads the Boston Globe or watches a network, Gronk traded. Does that take that sore covered with a Band-Aid and rip the Band-Aid off between Belichick and Brady? I think it could. Here's the other thing. If Brady went to Kraft and said, you can't do this, because this is Brady's guy. If Belichick was denied the ability to trade Gronk, remember, they already told him he couldn't trade Garoppolo. If there was any pushback by Brady or Kraft that you can't let go of Gronk, I think Belichick snaps. I think he snaps. If you don't like New England, if you're not into the dynasty, if you'd wish they'd go away, we are at a really interesting time. Because Brady and Belichick, there are issues. Now we get a story from Albert Breer, who's dependable. They will take calls, and teams, 2 of them, Breer says, are going to call. Here you go. This is how dynasties end. And if they trade Gronk, how does Brady react? I think poorly. He's always been a rah-rah pro-system guy. We finally saw him support Malcolm Butler after the Super Bowl. By Brady standards, that was courageous. That was a stand. He's an apolitical guy. That was a stand. This, I think, would only deepen the fracture between Brady and Belichick. And if Gronk isn't allowed to be traded, Belichick may just snap because the Garoppolo thing, I still think has resonance.